Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're back in the garden. If you saw last week's video, you would have seen where we were back in January when our rubble pile had basically taken over the entire garden. We had a digger and it was really chaotic, but kind of in the best, most productive way. We thankfully moved that rubble pile to the back of the garden, and it just helped compartmentalize how the space could be used and for us to start this process of, getting it ready for the summer, which we're really excited about. There's been a bit of a process in figuring out what exactly we're going to do just for this year. I feel like we're at a good point now, maybe not at like blank canvas level. That's what I've been focusing on this week, which I'm going to show you right now what I've been up to. James's mum and stepdad also came over last week and they've helped us essentially mark out the part of the garden that we want to focus on for this summer, which was really helpful because we've been finding things in our yellow shed and then put them out, and we've actually started using the space. And it's also a really good way to figure out how we want to use it and the things that we need to still buy and add to it to make it the most dreamy, enjoyable garden space for us. We've never had a garden before, and all of a sudden we've gone from a balcony with an apartment to this massive space, which is incredible. But yeah, it's been slightly overwhelming. So this week what I've been doing is focusing on the patio here. There's been a few random patches of grass that's just propped up out of nowhere, and also the part of the garden that's just in front of our main garden for now. Eventually that's going to be part of the extension, but that's not going to be for a couple of years yet, so I'm not going to worry about that. So what I've done is I've taken up all of the horrible weeds, brambles, and also just try and get rid of as many roots as possible. There's also quite a few large rocks, but that's been quite a nice process actually, just going through, making sure it's nice and prepped and there's not going to be anything sharp there. So that's been quite nice. And then, like I said, I've just been working on the patio as well, clearing any random patches of weeds and grasses, and I've also had to take out bricks here and there just to stop more weeds from coming through. So I would say it's been a really productive week. It's just been me on my own. I can only do as much as one person can do, and I've got to make sure that I look after my back because this renovation hasn't been too kind to me at times. So just so you can see a bit more of the progress, I do have a few jobs that I want to do today, and I also want to show you the types of things that I found in our lovely yellow shed, which has been housing all of these random curos and things that we've collected from just like previously, but also have been left here by the previous people. So I think first things first, I'm going to get changed, and I'm also going to tackle this step area because there's loads of weeds and I need to sort out some of the slabs that are here. It's just a whole thing that needs, I think, a little bit more attention. So as you can see, there are a few weeds. It's not that big of a deal, but I just think because of the amount of effort that I've made this week, it would just be nice to sort this out as well. I want to change this slab because we've got a few more of these at the front, so it'd be nice to make that all matchy-matchy. This is what we're looking like now. There's a huge plant here, and yeah, that was filled with grass. I'm still yet to do this patch, but to be honest with you, I think I might just leave that for next week. This is going to be completely covered in membrane and then also have type 1 over the top. And then I was thinking of bringing some of these lovely pots that I've collected over here and put that sort of like scattered around here just to make it feel a bit more cottagey. Before I do go and do that, we have loads of leftover soil. If there is anyone who knows how to get rid of soil in the most cheapest way, that'd be really great. If you could let me know down in the comments. This is looking lovely, but it's kind of being ruined a little bit by all of this extra stuff that we just don't need. I don't really know what to do with it. I've been doing some researching on Pinterest, and I have to say that cottage garden aesthetic is definitely speaking to me. So I have managed to collect a few things already. For instance, I picked up these matching tin planters and this vintage one from a shop in Rye, and I just love them, and I think they're going to be really nice, sort of different colourway to add in. And I had this in our apartment. There's like little ones, but I'm just not sure if I'm going to keep them. I do quite like this one. This might be quite nice to just add in like varying height. And then these are beautiful. These were actually here when we first purchased the property, Yeah, lovely terracotta pots. This one is quite nice as well. Got a fair few just dotted around. Got a lovely blue one there. Red one back there, I'm not too sure on. So these are a few of the bits that I found in the shed already. This parasol and the little weight, that was already here. This lovely chair was here. This table, if you've been a long time viewer, that was in our apartment. We actually had this at our wedding. We used it for a cocktail ritual that we did during our wedding ceremony. And so I feel like I can never part with it now. So let's venture into the shed. Yeah, she's going through some things, that's for sure. Some bits in here that I can still use. Like there is a mirror right there. There's a strawberry plant in there, another terracotta plant there that probably needs a bit of a scrub. I've got some random things in here, like a stable door that was in the original kitchen, fireplace, old dining table. Yeah, there's a fair few bits in here. I think at this point, all of these pieces are a little bit more on like the finishing side of things, and we need to bring in more of like decoration, but it's just nice to show you what we've got going on in here. I think it's probably best though, take everything up,
yeah,
move it all, clean it,
yep,
shove it out. There's loads of wood lice here, so yeah. Quite ear itch. Disgusting.
Yeah, than the mishmash.
I've made it my absolute mission to get this rotten holly tree out of the ground, and I'm almost there. It's taken a while. I'm out of breath. So yeah, I've managed to, using this, literally cutting this apart. And then I dug out all of this, which is mostly soil or mud and clay, so it's been quite a tricky one. This has been quite the mission. Yay!